All right, welcome back to the channel. Jason Brown here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are a new viewer, thank you so much for stopping by. I truly hope that you learned something. And if you are a returning viewer, I truly appreciate your support. Now today, I'm talking about some of the crazy things that I did along with my wife to earn extra money to pay down our debt. We'll just call this crazy and some other things that I would never do again now that I'm reflecting back on them at the time that I did them. So we'll start the story out. When I got married about 10 years ago, my wife had about $60,000 of debt. Most of that was student loan debt. She also had a car loan and some small credit card accounts with some debt. So we decided to be very, very aggressive and pay off that debt in 2 years. We gave ourselves a 2-year timeline. And while we picked that, my wife was 28 at the time, and she wanted to be out of debt by her 30th birthday, which I thought was a very admirable goal. And we were making a combined $60,000 a year. Each of us making about $30,000 a year at the time. So weren't really making that much. So what we had to do was figure out what can we do to make extra money on the side to supplement our incomes to throw toward the debt. Now some of these things are a little bit crazy to me, or to us at least. Some of these things are things that I would never do again. And some of these things were just a huge, colossal waste of time. So, and you guys can decide for yourselves which categories those go into. So let's just jump right into it. I actually have a list of 8. So we're gonna go over 8 things real quick and share some of the things that I did. So the first thing, the very first thing, this is in a total, no order here, just a random order. First thing I did was flipping sports tickets. So at the time I was in the sports world. I worked in the sports world. I was very, close to the sports world. So I would get the opportunity to get tickets to big games, and I really had no interest in going to them. I had interested in selling those tickets in the aftermarket and making money and putting that money toward the debt. Now, before you comment below and accuse me of being a ticket scalper or doing anything illegal or anything like that, which I have been accused of before in other videos, I promise you, in the state of Georgia, I will say each state has different ticket scalping laws. So if you're trying to resell tickets, check out what your laws are in your state. I promise you I did not break any laws, but basically what happened was I would get my hands on some tickets, like for example, the NCAA Men's Basketball Final Four has come to Atlanta several times, and I have been able to get tickets to that. And I just resold them, I think maybe on eBay at the time, or some of these other websites. I've actually used Craigslist as well. And I would just put them on there and I would sell them for more than face value. Obviously the demand for a big event is going to be huge. Obviously I haven't had I haven't been fortunate enough to get Super Bowl tickets or anything like that, but I have had some other big Atlanta sporting events, like Falcon playoff games, Braves stuff, stuff like that. The Braves of course have been in the World Series many times. But the biggest ones that I've sold are those NCAA Final Four tickets. Those brought me a tremendous amount of, I guess, profit that's really helped put toward the debt. So that's the first one. The second one is just online selling. We started selling everything that we could in the house, anything that we could get our hands on. Of course, like I just said, the sports tickets, any sports tickets that we got, just anything that we could sell that had a value. We sold it. Mainly at the time we used eBay, Craigslist were the 2 big ones that we used. And of course now there's Facebook Marketplace and there's Nextdoor. There's lots of ways to sell now with apps as well. But the biggest one that we used at the time was eBay. eBay was really big during that. This is about 10 years ago, I guess. So eBay was a much bigger in its heyday than it is now. But we had tremendous success selling lots and lots of things. To me, it was junk, but other people might have wanted it. And so we made some extra money on the side doing that. Now the next one, number 3, this is one that I would never do again. So put that in that category. This is the time where I decided it would be, what a smart idea it would be to start my own car wash and car detailing business. So I did this for a summer, for an entire summer. And here's the thing. It's usually hot in Atlanta. That's why a lot of people call it Hot Atlanta. So that's not to be expected. But this particular summer that I decided I would be smart and start a car wash and car detailing business, it just so happened to be the hottest summer on record in the history of Atlanta. The month of May, the entire month of May, the average temperature was 95 degrees every single day, which is extremely higher than normal temperature for the month of May. So by the end of that summer, I will say my body was broken down, and I was like, yeah, I'm not 22 anymore. I can't be doing this kind of stuff. It started out as a great idea. It was a great idea on paper. I had a really good marketing plan. I had a lot of really good marketing, promotion, sales ideas, try to get different ways to promote it. And I made, some money. I made some decent money doing it, but it was hard work. Manual labor, you're out there in the heat all day. It was an outside job. So like I said, at the end of the summer, my body was completely broken down. So never again. That was a tremendous experience. I appreciated doing it, but that was a life learning lesson. That's something that I'll never do again. But it did help make some extra money that we put toward the debt. So let's move on to number 4. Number 4, it kind of is the same thing, manual labor jobs. So in addition to the car wash and car detail, I started picking up all types of manual labor jobs. Most of these jobs were helping people move. I would answer ads that I would see, I don't know, online or on Craigslist, or really a lot of it was word of mouth. Like, hey, Jason, so-and-so's friend is moving and she's looking to hire some movers to help, unload the truck or move the boxes into the house. So I got a lot of jobs like that, just helping people move stuff, usually moving in or moving out of a house. And a lot of the times it was too much for just me, so I had to go and recruit some of my buddies to come help me. I said, hey, I can't do this by myself. I'm going to kill myself. So will you come? And I think at the time I was getting like $25 an hour to do these jobs. So, it was helping. The extra money was helping. But again, that kind of stuff takes its toll on your body, and it'll wear you down. So you can't do that all the time. So that's another one that I'll never do again. So put that in the never do again bucket. So let's move on to the next one. Number 5 is actually market research, doing marketing research and focus. The focus groups are also called. And I actually did an entire video of this, which I'll link down below, which shares my entire experience of how I did it, how much money I made. But that's actually really, really interesting. My wife and I, we started, finding about all these companies in the Atlanta area. Now, you guys can check this out in any, if you're near a big city. Lots of big cities have these companies, these marketing and branding companies that do, like, they'll do taste tests, or they'll do mock juries. They'll do all type of different market research. Product testing is big. They'll send you an item to review. There's all types of different things out there that will pay big money. So we got involved in doing a lot of that, and we ended up making, between the two of us, over the course of several years, we made about $10,000, from doing these studies. And really, it all depends on how aggressive you want to be with it. That is going to determine how much money you make. So that's something that actually that goes in the cool bucket. That's definitely something that we actually still do these, just more on a limited basis, whenever our schedule will allow. So those are a lot of fun, and they pay pretty good money for your time. All right, moving on to number 6 on my list of crazy, interesting things that we did to earn extra money to pay off our debt. Number 6 is babysitting, house sitting, and pet sitting. So that's one category. So what happened was my wife was a nanny for a very long time for lots of different families, and as a nanny, you get a lot of opportunities to get extra work, maybe over the weekend or maybe overnights. Everyone wants to hire you out to be their babysitter as well. So, oh, you're a nanny? Oh, can you come babysit for us too? And sometimes the nanny family will hire you for extra work to like overnight hours, or if they're going to go out of town, hey, can you just come stay and watch the house and the kids for the weekend? Or, hey, can you watch the pets? My wife got a lot of those opportunities that I helped her out with, especially if it was something over the weekend or taking care of some pets. Those were a lot of opportunities that we got. And those pay, pretty decently. A lot of people might have like either a day rate or an hourly rate, and it all differed based on who was hiring you to do it. So again, that's all just extra money that we made. My wife never said no to any of those requests during that time that we were trying to pay off the money. So anytime anybody asked her, hey, can you just come house sit us or take care of our house for the weekend? Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, we'll do it. We're in. So that was one that we did, and we don't really do that so much anymore, but if someone asked us to do it, that probably wouldn't be a problem. That's kind of a low maintenance thing, easy money thing. So that's one that we did. So moving on. Now the last two are going to be ones that put that in the category of we're probably never going to do those again. Now the next one, number 7, is garage sales, or some people call them yard sales. Now this was my grand idea. I was like, hey, let's have a big yard sale. We'll promote it. We'll advertise it. We'll have like a multi-family. We'll get a bunch of people in on it, so we'll have more stuff to sell. We'll find someone who has a big house with a big driveway. We'll set up a bunch of tables, and we'll just blow this out, and we'll make good money. And it was all a great idea on paper, but then I didn't take into the element of weather. So outside in Atlanta, usually yard sales are done in the spring or the fall. Usually the springtime is when they're real big. And the springtime is also when it rains a lot. So we probably scheduled that yard sale multiple times, and every time we scheduled it, it was going to rain, or it was forecasted to rain, and then we would reschedule it, and then we realized, well, we should have just did it, because it didn't actually rain on the day it said it was supposed to rain, because the forecasters, they never know what the heck they're talking about. They're never right. So let's just pick a date and stick with it, but we could never quite do it right, and then we ended up doing it, and it rained. So we still made some money. I think we still made people still came out in the rain. We still made a couple $100, but we probably could have made, if it didn't rain, we probably could have made $500 to $1,000 easy that day. But it was frustrating because you had to do all the work of advertising it, promoting it. We did ads, we made signs, street signs and stuff, and we did ads on social media sites, and all the postings and the Craigslist and the local newspapers where you can post a classified ad, stuff like that. We did all the legwork because we wanted to try to get as many people out as possible. And then when it gets rained out or rescheduled, that's where all your efforts are fruitless. So anyway, we're not going to do that again. The only way that we would do that again is if we had the opportunity to do you want it indoors. You want to find something that you can do indoors. So if you have the opportunity to do a yard sale or a garage sale indoors, do it. That's then you don't have to worry about the weather. So the last one, this is the one that's the most entertaining. This is the one that I had the bright idea of, and it was kind of a little bit of a fail, I will admit, and it's recycling cans. So I thought, when I saw my wife, she really enjoys drinking Diet Coke out of cans. So we would have all these cans of Diet Coke. And I said, well, hey, let's just start saving these cans, and we can just take them to the local recycling center, and they pay you for this, right? So I got the can crusher. We got that mounted onto the wall. We got our big giant trash bags. We're just going to fill these bags up with cans. And then we actually took it a step further. We started getting aggressive with it. We started going up to our dumpster area and sifting through all the recycling bins, taking all the cans out, taking the cans and using them for our own. And then we got really aggressive when we, at one point, we had gone down to Florida to visit some family and friends, and we went to all the local beaches nearby. and we just went to the beach at the end of the day. I remember this vividly. We each had a big giant black trash bag, and we would walk up and down the beach, and the beaches were trashed. I can't remember which beaches these were, somewhere in Florida, but they were trashed, and there would just be cans everywhere, you know, all over the beach. And we just walk up and down the beach and just fill up bags with cans. And that's what we did. We did that for a little while, and I am embarrassed to say how little money we made on collecting cans. From what I remember, we ended up making about $120 from collecting cans, and I don't even want to know how many hours we wasted collecting cans, because I would be truly embarrassed. But that was a learning experience as well. But it was $120 closer to paying off our debt. So that's kind of how I looked at it. We just hated debt so much that we would just do anything that we could think of to make extra money to put toward the debt. So that is definitely one that I will never do again. I will not recommend anybody to do it. It just simply was not worth our time lugging all those big giant bags of cans, you know, trying to find, hey, can I borrow your truck so we can take all these bags of cans to the recycling center. It just wasn't quite worth the effort for what little return that we got on it. So there you have it. There's my list of all the interesting, unique, and crazy things that we did to make extra money to pay off our debt. We were successful in paying off our debt in our 2-year timeline that we had set forth for our goals. So looking back at all this now, it does seem kind of comical, some of this stuff, but it just proves to you how much we hated debt and how much we wanted to get out of it, because we wanted that freedom and that peace of not having that cloud of debt over our head. So what do you guys think? What are some things that you guys have done to make extra money, or maybe what are some crazy things or some things that you guys would never do again, that you tried to do, or maybe you did do to make extra money to get out of debt, or to build your savings, or what have you? Put it in the comments below. I would love to hear it, and let me know what you think of my interesting list there. So thanks so much for watching. If you would like to support me further, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would truly appreciate that. And then if you want to learn more about the books I've written about money and the blogs that I've written, as well as my other videos, you can go to my website, which is yourmarginmatters.com, and there you can find out all the endeavors that I'm working on that are money related. So until next time, Jason Brown, thanks so much for watching. If you want to watch other similar videos to this topic, I will put those in the boxes above. At the very end of the video, you'll see those pop up right above my head, at somewhere around there. So thank you so much for watching, and just remember, it's not the amount of money you make, but the margin matters the most. See you next time.